Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. Hey, y'all. I know it's been a long time. It's been 2 weeks. I have been resting, you guys. I told you guys I went to Trinidadian Carnival. Ooh, before I even jump in, let me reintroduce myself. There's been some people that have not seen me for a little while. I'm Brittany Wilder. I am a wealth and wellness energy healer. And I help women who have done it all, y'all. Done it all the different things. I've helped them align their energy so that they can attract the things that they truly want out of this life. When it comes down to their wellness goals, their weight loss goals, when it comes down to their wealth goals. Okay, so that is what I do. I'm Brittany Wilder, and it has been real, you guys. I have not been on for the last 2 weeks. I miss you guys. I miss being on here and sharing and talking and hearing from you guys and all the comments and all the above. Thank you guys for those who have checked in on me, who have asked where I've been at, who've been like, listen, where you been at, girl? That mini sound bowl session each morning helps me. I'm back, y'all. I'm back. And I've been resting, like when I say life's, and it does not stop for any of us. Truly mean it. You guys, Trinidad Carnival was amazing. I can't even express the words. Like, I can't even express the feelings. Like, when I say, if you have not been to Carnival at all in your entire life, right? Like me, 36 years old, I made a plan to go to the Trinidadian Carnival probably, 6 or 7 years ago, you guys. And I was just becoming 30 and all the above, and you're like, well, what are some things on your bucket list that you haven't done? And Carnival was one of them. And I was like, yeah, we got to do this. We got to plan this. And so it's taken years in the making, and it was supposed to happen at this time, right? Like, nothing happens outside of the time that it's supposed to happen. Right on time. 36 was a good year. I can't imagine. I was talking to one of my closest friends that went with me and who's actually Trinidadian. I was talking to her about it, you guys, and I was like, I couldn't see myself here at, 20 something. Like, I would have gotten in trouble, right? Like, almost like it was meant for me to be at Trinidad Carnival, like later on in life. And I know when you think about, like, being up and down the street all day in the heat and drinking and having a party, right? Because that's it. You're partying 7 days straight. You're celebrating 7 days straight. You're enjoying all these different foods and this different culture and all these different things 7 days straight. Some come 2 weeks in advance and do it for 2 weeks. I'm not doing that. I am 36, right? So celebrating life and being in the culture and all the above was amazing. When I say amazing, it was the right time for it to happen at this time. You're a little smarter when you're older, right? Especially when it comes down to like drinking and eating and making sure you're hydrated, right? I'm like, in my 20s, I just would have been out here drinking, y'all. Like, we had plans, we had things set up, we had a hydration station. Like, we were older, right? Going to Carnival in our 30s and 40s. And so, yeah, so that's what it was. It was amazing, though. I enjoyed myself. I had a great time. Trinidadian Carnival, if you've never been to Carnival at all, just go and enjoy yourself and have a good time. Ali, I don't do co-host. Thank you, Ali. But yeah, you guys, that's what I did. It was fun. It was amazing. I loved it. I had a great time. And then, directly after that, I got home and heard about my grandmother passing away. So I had to go and be on the plane and go support my girl and be with the family and just love on everybody. And so that was what I did this last week, was just being present and being with family and loving on family and all the above, right? Because that's what you do when you lose a loved one. You show up, you're present, you're involved, all the things. So I've been gone, y'all, but I'm back. I promise I'm back. I promise I've thought a lot about what we're working on. If you have not already done so, you guys, Talk to Me Nice is coming back around. I created this mindset course 6 years ago. 6 years ago. And it comes directly from all the things that I did to change my mindset around, right? You guys know I talk about mindset often. If you've been on my live at all ever, mindset is top tier, right? When you work on your mindset and you change things that you've gone through, whether you've gone through childhood traumas or whatever your life looks like, whatever situations you've gone through that have crafted and created your mindset as to why you think the way you think, why you do the things you do. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important to heal and deal with the things that we've gone through in childhood, because what we notice is that if we don't touch those things, if we allow those things to run rampant and we allow those thoughts that were created from the situations that we've been through to run rampant, well, it creates our reality, because the thoughts that we have are our reality. And I hope that you know that. I know that it's one of those cliche things that we say, your thoughts create your reality. But no, it's real. It's really real. And those of you who have been doing the work, congratulations. This shit is not easy. Let me say that again. Congratulations. Mindset work, personal development, all of those different things have been the hardest work I've ever done in my life. But it's been the work that has been necessary to get me into the space where I can be where I am right now. It is necessary to get me in the space where I have been healing, where I've been dealing with all the things. Oop, my light's about to mess up, y'all. My light trying to mess up a little bit. Hold on. It's gotten me to the place where I can be right now, right? Where I can manifest the things that I actually want out of life. Because I've done the mental work. You understand what I'm saying? It goes hand in hand. Some of us are running around wondering why we can't do the technique that the guru of the TikTok that you don't watch, the manifesting guru has done. We're wondering why we can't manifest. And they're talking about use numbers, use this technique, use that, and use all the above. Well, the thing that the guru is not telling you is that there's a lot of personal development and mental work that has to go into manifestation. You don't just say, ooh, I want it and it's mine, right? I wish, right? If that was the case, we'd all be manifesting the things, correct? We'd all be great manifestors if we just said, this is what I want in my life, and being it's there. No, there's some mental work that goes into that, right? There's some other things that go into that allow us to manifest the things that we want out of life. It doesn't just happen like that. And that's the thing that they're not telling you. That's the thing that's behind the scenes. That's the work that they did behind the scenes, right? Which is why I'm very honest about where I've been, what I've been through, how I done came up out the trenches to be in this space. I'm very honest about that because I don't want you to think that it's just, I close my eyes, I dream about it, I wish about it, and then it appears. It's more. There's a little more work that goes into that when it comes down to manifestation, right? Y'all, I'm still trying to get my voice back. But that's why we're talking about it. That's why we're discussing it. That's why we're talking about how thoughts are so important to our process of manifestation. Thoughts are so important to our process of life. One thing I want you to know, and I learned this when I first started doing mindset work, when I first started working on my mindset, because you guys, when I first started out, my mindset was trash. My mindset was trash, and what was going on in my life was trash. Because if your mindset is trash and the things that you think about yourself and the things that you say about yourself and the things that, hear with me and stick with me, right, with this, the things that we say about ourselves, the things that we think about ourselves, the things that come up, those thoughts, they're not just thoughts that are coming in and going out. They're thoughts that stick with you. They're the thoughts that you believe about yourself. And the things that you believe about yourself become your reality. So if you're thinking anything negatively, and let me tell you something, because this is what I was going to say before that just came up for me. It keeps coming up for me, so I'm going to say it. Do you guys know the amount of work it takes to get rid of one negative thought? I tell my clients this all the time, right? I work with clients who sometimes have a lot of anxiety, have a lot of depression, have a lot of severe, tough, negative emotions going on, right? They're operating in survival mode. A lot of my clients, that's what's going on in their mindsets. They may not look like it on the outside. Maybe doing very well in their businesses, maybe CEOs, maybe got several businesses going on, got lots of money coming in. Everything looks great on the outside. Because in America, we think that because you got money and because you're driving your Range Rover and because you're able to go on the trips and you're able to buy your Birkin bag at any given time, we think that that's success. When a lot of the times the people who got it going on and got the money and got things rolling, got the biggest mental blocks, have the biggest, you hear what I'm saying? There's a lot of depression. There's a lot of things going on underneath the surface. But we're so stuck in America on money being the top tier of success that a lot of people are miserable. You do know that, right? Like a lot of rich people, a lot of, they made it when it comes down to finances. They made it and everything's great. And then the CEO and their boss chick boss that. But there's a lot going on in their soul space and in their mental space that's not matching up. So happiness isn't there. They can have all the riches and all the money and all the financial status and all the things. And yet and still you get to this place where at the end of the day, you are always going to show up no matter what, right? And so that's when success starts to take a change, right? For people, it's when you start to actually do your work after you've busted your ass so much to get this business up and running, and you busted your ass so much to get to this place of CEO status, to get the Range Rover, to get all the things that you thought money was going to give you that was going to make you happy. And I'm talking to somebody, I don't know who I'm talking to, but you did all these different things to get the money, right? Because maybe you grew up poor, maybe you grew up homeless, maybe you grew up where money was tight, and you made a promise to yourself at the age of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that, ooh, when I become an adult, I'm about to have so much money, I'm not going to have to stress like this. I'm not going to have to worry like this. I don't know who I'm talking to. You made a decision at a young age. You made a decision as a teenager that, oh, when I get to an age of adulthood where it's my chance to make the money and to make things happen, I promise you I'm going to control it. I'm going to make it happen for me no matter what. And then you start to live the life out and you start to do the things. You start to go to college. You start to work your way up. You become the doctor. You get the PhD and all that and all the credentials. You do all the things. And I'm going to get married and I'm going to have kids and I'm going to and you have the kids and you get married and you buy the house, you buy the mansion. And then each and every day you go home and you're miserable. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's not the money. It's not the success of your business. It's not the credentials. It's not the degrees. It's not, none of that equates to happiness. None of it. None of it. Happiness is internal. Happiness is what I think about myself. Happiness is me getting up each and every day and feeling good about where I'm at, what I do, how I do it. That's happiness. And a lot of us, we're operating from a space of our trauma, our old past traumas, our childhood stuff, all of our gunk, all of our negativity, all of the things that have happened to us. We're operating from pushing away from all that stuff, right? And I get it. That's normal. It's a normal response to trauma. To push away from the things that I've seen as a child that were traumatic. To push away from the things that I've seen in my teenage years, my 20s, that were traumatic to me. To push away so far from that I start working towards these other different goals that I believe are going to make me happy. And then I accomplish these goals and they don't make me happy. What? And it's like you're stuck because you're like, huh? But I thought this was but the money was supposed to make me happy. But the successful job, the successful career was supposed to make me happy. But the marriage was supposed to make me happy. I did it the right way. I took my time. I got married before I had kids. Hello, is that anybody's story? That was mine. I did it the right way. Why am I not happy? What's going on? Right? We start to recognize that it's an inside job. You start to recognize that it's inner stuff that you have to do the work on, and it's not anything that has to do with the outer. So no, the job's not going to make you happy. And it may make you happy temporarily. But if you're anything like me, I would get a new job, y'all. I'm like, well, it's the environment I'm in. It's a toxic working environment. It's this and that that's going on. Hey, auntie, it's, my boss. I need a new job. Y'all get a new job. 6 months down the road, be miserable again. Like, oh, what? And then I'd go back to school, right? Because I'm like, well, maybe it's because I'm not making enough money and I need another degree. Go back to school. They used to call me the lifelong student because I would go back. Listen, I would go back to school at any given time. If I'm like, I'm not making enough money, I want to change my career. This is trash. I'm not happy. This don't make no sense, right? I would literally go back to school, y'all. They talked about me so much. Brittany, when are you going to stop being done with school? You got all these degrees and all these certifications and all these different, you done went back to school to be a real estate agent. Now you're doing real estate, right? Like you guys, I've had so many careers in my life because I thought that was supposed to make me happy. I really, back in the days, I thought that if I had the career and I got the money and I had all the things that I needed, the necessities, and had a roof over my head, and I didn't have to worry about finances, that it would make me happy. And I did all the things, and the money came, and all the things lined up, and I started getting paid, and all this stuff happened. And yet again, still I wasn't happy. Still unhappy. Like, what is this? This is not what I was told, right? This is not the dream that was sold to me. This is not the American dream that I was told. Because I was told if I went to school and I did the right things and I fell in love and I got married and I had the baby and I did it the right way and then got the house and then got the cars and then got that everything will be okay and life would be happy. But then I started recognizing that it was all the thoughts. It was the thoughts that I had about myself. It was the thoughts that I had internally about who I was that wouldn't let me get ahead to the point where I could be so successful. It was the record playing, right? How many of you guys know that if you've ever been through anything traumatic, anything hurtful, anything, in which it's about 95% of us that have been through something traumatic, hurtful, whatever the case may be, right? That have been through something severe, hurtful, that it gets recorded. It's almost like a record, right? It's on a record that gets recorded. Every single traumatic thing that we've done, it gets recorded. And it's right here in your soul space, your unconscious mind, subconscious mind, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it the soul space because it's like the space that balances everything out. It keeps record of what we've gone through, what we've been through. It keeps record of everything. Nothing goes away. It keeps all the memories. It keeps all the hurt. It keeps all the pain. And a lot of us haven't worked through that pain, so it just is stuck energy, right? Because if we haven't worked through it, we haven't talked about it, we haven't discussed. Y'all, let me go ahead and get stretched out because, my little leg is starting to cramp up because I done been sitting over here talking for a little while. But if we haven't worked out the pain, we haven't gone through the different things, identified what's happening, really speak to the emotions, right? We haven't dealt with it. We haven't talked about it. We haven't processed it. Well, then it's stuck emotion. Then it's stuck emotion, which keeps us stuck in a space where each time a situation happens that is similar to it, because what we think about ourselves, what we say about ourselves, our mind wants us to believe it and will create more situations for us to continue to think that about ourselves. That's why this whole idea of our thoughts are our reality is so intense and it's so real, even though it seems cliche because we hear it. Your thoughts are reality. Think great thoughts and you'll have a great life. And it's true. 110% true. How do I know? Because I was a person who had a lot of negative thoughts about myself, a lot of negative ideas about myself and my life. And what kept happening was negativity kept showing up over and over and over again because I was speaking negativity over myself, and I was speaking and thinking all the negative things, wondering why things were happening negatively, because I'm speaking these negative things over my life. So of course, our heart space, our soul space, and our mind wants to match up, right? And if I'm operating out of this space of hurt and pain and trauma, and I'm in survival mode, and I'm anxious, and I'm worried, well, all that anxious and worry and hurt and pain and trauma is recorded, and it just keeps on playing over and over again, right? That's the reason why we may go through a situation where we made a mistake, or we may go through a situation where we said something we wasn't supposed to say. We said something that was rude. We said something that was bad and mean, and then we start to feel bad about it, right? I don't know if you've ever been in that situation. I've been in that situation where I done said something to somebody that I was like, ooh, I know I was wrong for saying that, Lord. My bad. I know I was wrong for doing that, Lord. My bad. Right? And you feel so bad and you have this guilt and shame behind it. And what starts to happen is it just keeps on replaying in your mind. Or maybe you've been in this situation. This one's one that I've done as well, where you regret not saying something, or you regret not doing something a certain way. Like, oh, I should have said blah, 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 right? Like after an argument with somebody, I should have said da, 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 right? But you're literally replaying this whole situation in your mind over and over again. You getting mad like it's happening right here and right now, right? Because that's how powerful our thoughts are. They create emotion inside of us, right? So you have this thought about how you should have said what you should have said when you said it, when you was in an argument with somebody and you didn't say it the way you should have said it. So now you mad about it, right? And you talking like, oh, I should have said this. I should have said, it would have been like this if I would have said it this way or that way. If I would have did this, right? I got anybody real in here that had ever been through that? I should have said it like this. And it's like you literally create the situation over and over and over again in your mind. You create the emotions over and over and over again in your mind. And you're literally coking yourself up with this anger and frustration and you just mad and this pettiness and this craziness. You just coking yourself up. And y'all, guess what? Guess when that argument happened? 10 years ago. Guess when the argument happened? 10 months ago, right? But you literally are walking through this whole situation like it happened right here, right now, because your body doesn't know the difference. It just knows the thoughts that you have and the emotions that are associated with those thoughts, right? And then so there's certain behaviors that happen. So then when something happens that's similar to that, what does that do? It triggers that conversation, that argument you had 10 years ago, 10 months ago. It triggers all those emotions that are associated with that. So now you're moving forward in an argument that you have with somebody who's brand new to you, maybe. Somebody at your work. Somebody, I don't know. Somebody that you ain't never had an argument with before. And you've given them all that anger, all that anger and frustration that's been coked up for 10 years that you literally were replaying in your mind over and over again, the whole situation. The argument that you had with your big brother 10 years ago that you felt like you should have said this or done that, right? All those emotions, now they go on to somebody else. And now you going hard on this person. You like, why did I go so hard on them? Like, what is happening? Because it's the emotions that you didn't work through. It's the unprocessed stuff that you didn't work through. And now that there's another situation that's similar to that last situation, now it's like, I don't know how to act. I'm a wild out now because I'm not letting that happen to me the way that it happened to me before. Who am I talking to? Hello. I've been there, done it. I've been there and done it. And you have to work through those things. You guys, you have to. I told you guys, the hardest work I've ever done on myself was my mental work, my mindset work. But it's the work that got me to this space. It's the work that gave me the confidence. I worked on my confidence. I lacked self-confidence. I lacked self-love. Grace for myself. Am I talking to anybody? I went so hard on Brittany. I was my own inner critic. And when you are so critical and so negative about yourself, it keeps you stuck. It keeps you stagnant. Why? Because you have to be the cheerleader for yourself first. You have to cheer yourself on. You have to boost yourself up, encourage yourself. You have to be the one speaking life over your situations. It's great when you have friends and loved ones and significant others and siblings and whoever else to speaking to you. But what's most important is you speaking into yourself first. That's self-love. That's self-confidence. That's what you need to move on to the next step. And some of us, we're not speaking to ourselves too kindly. That's why I created this course, Talk to Me Nice. I created the course based off of my own negative self-talk, based off of my own transformation and going from somebody who was coked up on all kinds of anxiety, worry, stress, operating out of survival mode. Literally, each and every day I was operating out of survival mode, trying to figure out what was what. wondering why my life wasn't turning out the way that I wanted it to turn out. Because I'm taking the steps. I'm doing all the things, right, God? Like, they told me to go to school. I went to school. They told me to fall in love with somebody and find somebody. I did that. They told me. And somebody right now is operating out of the they told me story. This is what I was told, that if I did this and I followed all the rules and I did it the right way, that I would be happy. And I'm not happy. But somebody told me that. Somebody engraved that in me when I was younger. That all I had to do was go to school and get a good job and everything would be fine and everything would work out. And you stressed out as a doctor. I don't know whose story that is. My mom used to tell me all the time and imprinted on me when I was younger. I like talking about imprinting because a lot of the times we get things imprinted on us from our family members out of love, out of genuine love, care, and also the underlying thing, more so than anything, is fear. Fear. We get things imprinted on us from our loved ones from fear. Fear of, you going through what they went through in life because you didn't do something, or because, you're not going to do something that they didn't do, because they want you to do something that they didn't do so bad. Like go to college, fall in love, get married, have babies, buy a house, all those different things that your parents or your loved ones or your granny, your grandma, your whoever, based out of their fear, because they haven't dealt with their trauma and their hurts and their pains and their emotions. Well, then they imprint these things on you out of their fear of you going through what they had to go through. And so they tell you all these different things, right? One of the things that my mom imprinted on me, and it's funny because I'm getting ready to talk about this. I'm getting ready to present at a career day for middle school on Friday. And I did a lot of things based off of my mom's fear, based off of the things that she said. Because there's a lot of things that she didn't do because of life, right? There's a lot of life happening. There's a lot of things my mom didn't get a chance to do. And so she imprinted those things on her children, not trying to be malicious, not trying to hurt them or anything, not knowing the effect it would have. But she imprinted on us. She imprinted some things like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? A doctor? Oh, okay. You want to help people? So you want to be a doctor, right? I would say, I want to help people. Oh, you want to be a doctor? Oh, okay. Right? Because to my mom, being a doctor, you'd have all the money you could ever have and you wouldn't have to worry about anything and, all the above. So she imprinted wanting to be a doctor on me. And I wanted to be a doctor. I did. Right? Because my mom wanted me to be. And it was imprinted on me at a young age. Because to my mom, her fear was she didn't want us to go through anything. And she didn't want us to lack in life. And she didn't want us to go through anything that she had to go through. The homelessness, all these different things, right? She didn't want us to go through the hard life. And so to her, becoming a doctor was top tier. My kids wouldn't have to worry. They wouldn't have to, right? Because they're a doctor. Like, what? Doctors are amazing. They got money. They got this, that, right? In her mind, right? But that was based out of her fear. And so I'm actually talking about this on Friday, about how we have to choose for ourselves. And that's the thing. A lot of us have had these things imprinted on us that are supposed to be the American dream, are supposed to make us happy, and supposed to make us all these different things, right? And we believe it because we just, our parents and our loved ones just want us, they just want the best for us, ultimately, right? And so just talking about how we have to choose our path. We have to choose what it is we really want to do. We have to be okay, and it has to be in alignment with us. Or else you're going to choose something. You're going to go through the schooling. You're going to take all that time being a doctor, right? Studying to be a doctor, studying to work all the way up. And then you're going to get there and be miserable. Like, but I thought that if I became a doctor, you have all the money you want. All the money you want. The car, the luxury, all that. And be miserable because you didn't choose that. Somebody chose it for you and imprinted it on you. And you believed it, right? Because we love our loved ones and we just want to make them proud at the end of the day. But we didn't choose for ourselves. And there's a lot of people that are dealing with that in this day in and day out. A lot of clients I've spoken to, they're like, my mom just taught me to just get married to the person who loved me the most. Anybody ever heard that? I've heard it. Fall in love with the one who loves you the most, baby. That's the one. And you miserable in your marriage. Because it's not somebody you was attracted to. It's not somebody, he just loved you. Right? I don't know who I'm talking to about that. Hello. These things are imprinted on us, right? But they create our thoughts. Our mindsets on everything when it comes to relationships, when it comes to love, when it comes to career, when it comes to how life is supposed to be lived. And then we internalize it. And it becomes our emotions and our thoughts, right? Our thoughts become our emotions. And those emotions have behavior behind them. And then it becomes a habit. And then it's a cycle, right? It's crazy how quickly things can change. But that's it, ultimately. And so these thoughts becoming our reality, I want you guys to know one thing that's very important about negative thoughts. Negative thoughts. And I tell this to my clients all the time. And it's really when I realize how important our thoughts are to our day in and day out, how important our thoughts are to our success, how important our thoughts are to the things that we do each and every day, our basics. How important it is to our basics. It will make you change everything you do. It will make you address each and every negative thought you ever have. This stat, which is very true. It's a y'all know I love statistics. It's a real statistic. It takes 10 positive thoughts. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 positive thoughts to get rid of a negative thought. What the hell did I just say? It takes 10 positive thoughts to get rid of one negative thought. 10 to 1? Doesn't that stat make you not want to think about a negative thought about yourself or about anything ever again? If I know that the work that I have to do in order to get rid of one negative thought is to implement 10 positive thoughts that counteract that negative thought. That's why I tell people all the time, mindset work is the hardest work I've ever done. Hardest work I've ever done, but the most effective work. Most effective work. Most necessary work. The work that got me to where I am today. The work that got me to my internal happiness. The work that got me to the good energy. The positive. The good. That's the work that got me here today. The work that got me here today. The work that I'm trying to express and share with clients. That I express and share with people. Because it's real. It's real. This shit is not for the weak. And also, one thing that I do know is that this shit is not for everybody. Right? I told you about 95% of us have gone through something traumatic, something hurtful, something painful. And out of that 95%, there's only 30% that are actually going to do something about those traumatic issues. That are going to do the personal work, the mindset work. Shout out to my 30%. I love y'all. Y'all doing the damn thing. It's not easy. It's not easy, but you're dedicated to seeing yourself win. You're dedicated to success. You're dedicated to your enjoyment of life, because life should be lived and lived well. It's not I'm just skating by, making it paycheck to paycheck. I'm doing all right. What? People ask me how I'm doing all the time, y'all. I'll be like, I'm fabulous. What? I am fabulous. Because I recognize the work that I had to put in order to be from where I once was. Coked up on anxiety and worry and surviving out of survival mode and just barely making it to the next day. And as soon as something happens, I'm anxious. What? I would never, ever go back to that woman again. There is so much peace here. I would never take a step back into old Brittany. What? The peace that I have in my life right now comes from doing that mental work. Comes from doing Talk to Me Nice, which is addressing these different things. I gave you guys a little bit of one of the modules that has to talk about things that have been imprinted on us. So what does that mean? Sometimes those negative thoughts that we have, that internal critic that we have, is not of us. You understand what I'm saying? It's something that somebody, when you were a young age, imprinted on you. And so what are you doing? You're hauling around somebody else's fear, somebody else's anxiousness, somebody else's worry, right? You're hauling around your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your great-great-grandma, your grandma. You're hauling around their anxiousness and their worry because they imprinted something on you at a young age. And you just believed it because you're young and we love our parents and we just want to make them happy. Our grandparents, we just want to make them happy. And we don't recognize that their fear that they're operating out of from whatever the hell they've been through, right? And a lot of the times they've been through all kinds of stuff that they didn't work through because back in the day, God was therapy and that was it. We didn't go to therapy. We didn't do any additional techniques. And I love God, but I just believe that there's a lot more that needs to be done with God. I believe that God put therapy here. I believe that God put different techniques here. I believe that God put mindset techniques specific to our minds, right? Because if you know anything, if you know scripture, the battlefield is the mind. The battlefield is the mind, which is why I decided to do NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which is why I'm a master in neuro-linguistic programming. You understand? Because I wouldn't be able to be here. I wouldn't be able to do the things that I do. I wouldn't be able to be successful in the things that I do had I not studied and did the work for myself and helped other clients do the work too. This is what's missing from your life. If you are not intentional about your thoughts, if you are not intentional about your mindset, about how your past has affected your mindset, and then your mindset has created these emotions, and out of these emotions we behave a certain way, you don't recognize that those things are all linked together. And it's probably the reason why you haven't manifested the life you want to live, the things you want, the spouse you want, the love you want, the friendship you want, the car you want, the house you, all the way down to the physical items, not even just the internal stuff, the peace you want. It's all connected. And if you haven't recognized that it stems directly from your thoughts and your mindset, then there's some work that has to be done. There's some work that has to be done. And if that's you, and you know that I'm talking to you, and you feel that you've been led to this video because you know that you have some mindset stuff you got to do, book a consultation today and let's get started. Because listen, we've wasted too much time already. You guys, when I started studying the work of the mind 7 years ago, when I started studying it, I was like, how come nobody taught me about this? Like, how come nobody told me that when I take authority over my mind, that when I choose to say no, these different techniques that I'm teaching you guys in Talk to Me Nice, which is on March 29th, it starts March 29th, these different techniques that I'm going to teach you guys how to take authority over your thoughts so that these negative ideas, these negative thoughts about ourselves and about our situation, about our life and about our relationships and about our love life and about whatever, even if it's coming down to if you're somebody who's dating, sabotaging your dating life based off of your thoughts, your negative thoughts, your internal thoughts. People don't recognize that when they say things that they saw on TikTok, and I talk about this all the time, right? Because I live in Atlanta. Hey, Atlanta, you in Atlanta. But people in Atlanta are like, as soon as you talk about the dating scene, baby, they are burnt. They are sad. They are miserable. Oh, the dating scene in Atlanta is so terrible. And it will continue to be. It just seems like it's just all the men want to play, and they'll continue to play. And it just seems like there's piss in the pool, there's piss in the pool, and there will continue to be. Why? Because your thoughts are your reality. What you speaking over your dating life, what you're speaking, your mind is going to continue to allow situations to happen for that to be true. That's why you need to start speaking different things if you want to see a different result. Right? That's why you got to start speaking different things if you want something to change. And maybe you don't believe it outright, right? Maybe you're starting out, you're like, oh, the dating scene in Atlanta is great. And you just super surface level with it. But you got to keep speaking it and keep believing it in order for that to show up in your life. Right? And it will show up. It is sure to show up in your life. Whatever it is you speak over your life. I want you to know that. Right? It's not just scripture. Power of life and death is in the tongue. It's not just scripture. It's real. And the thing about scripture is we know all the scripture. We grew up in religion. We grew up in church. Mom and daddy, grandma taught us this is what it is. But we don't know how to apply it to our lives. We don't know how to walk it out. We don't know what to do. We don't know the techniques. And when I started doing the mindset work, and when I started training my mind, and when I started getting to a place where I started recognizing what NLP was and how it could help me, it's changed my entire life. It took me from a woman who was sexually assaulted, abused in all different ways. It took me from a woman who was stressed out daily, working like a dog, low energy, miserable in her marriage. Do you understand? It took me from a woman who went through all this stuff to who I am today, peaceful, happy, operating in my purpose, helping people get the hell out of their shit. Exactly, I hear you. You are absolutely right. Thank you. I needed to hear this. Amen. 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 And it's right on time for you. It's right on time. Aren't y'all tired? Y'all, I'm telling you, I got to the point of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's the point where you know you're going to change some shit in your life. When you like, I just keep on dating the same person with a different name. I keep on ending up in this stupid dead-end job with the same boss. I never have enough money to make it to the next month. Right? That's sick and tired of being sick and tired. And one thing I know about that is that that's when you want to do the work on your mind, do the work on your past traumas. Because your past traumas, your hurts, your pains, the things that you went through before are all directly connected to your mindset. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. That's why they say a lot of the stuff that we're dealing with in our adulthood comes from our childhood. It's the truth. If you haven't worked through the stuff, it's just going to continue to keep replaying. I told you guys, the things that we go through are recorded in our soul space. It's a record. Constantly playing. That's why that thought of that thing that happened to you when you was 8 keeps playing in your mind. Why you get triggered when you smell certain smells, when you hear certain songs, when you see a certain family member. I don't know who I'm talking to. That's why you're triggered over and over and over again, because we haven't dealt with that stuff that went on at the age of 8, at the age of 12. We haven't dealt with it. And so it just keeps coming up. And it becomes in our thought process. And we're thinking all these different things. And now the emotions have come up because we've been thinking about these different things. And so now I may be 45 years old, but I feel like that same little girl at the age of 8 when that stuff happened to me. I may be 60 years old, but as soon as I see that person, I'm triggered and I go right back into age 12. Who am I talking to? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Aren't you tired of being triggered? Aren't you tired of feeling like an 8-year-old when you're around that certain family member? Aren't you sick and tired of being sick and tired yet? I know I am. That's what started this whole thing. I was sick and tired, y'all, of doing it the right way. Getting all the degrees. Y'all don't want to know how long I went to school. Y'all don't want to know how long. Or how many certifications or how many degrees I got. But baby, I did the damn thing for years and years and years, running away from trauma, trying to make something of myself because I thought that the degree was going to gonna make me somebody. I thought that if I got all the degrees, then I wouldn't be worried about what happened to me at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Who am I talking to? Thought that if I became successful and I became a businesswoman and I became CEO boss chick, that I would be relieved from the things that happened to me. And all that happened was, wherever you go, there you are. What does that mean? You can't run from your shit. Because wherever you go, there you are. Right? You can try to run from it, get all the accolades, get all the money, do all the things, create all the businesses, get the husbands and kids and the houses and the cars and the Birkin bags and the trips and you could try to run from it. You could try to mask it up. And we do a great job of that, don't we? We do a great job of covering the bullshit. Y'all, this isn't even where this conversation was supposed to go today. But I'm speaking because I know it's nothing but Holy Spirit moving. And I'm obedient to that. You have to get your thoughts in alignment with what you want your life to look like. I want peace. I need to have some peaceful thoughts about myself, about my reality, about what I want to see. Do you understand? I want happiness. I have to have some happy thoughts. I have to start speaking happy things over my life and my situations. And though this may not be a happy situation, I'm going to find the happiness in it to speak over it. I want to be accepted. I want to have acceptance. I got to start speaking. You understand what I'm saying? It works together. It works. I want abundance. I have to start thinking abundantly. I have to start saying abundant affirmations. I have to start speaking abundant things over my life. What does that mean? You're going to have to get intentional. You can't let a negative thought go through your mind without grabbing that shit and being like, oh, where did this come from? I feel like I'm living check to check. Oh, no. I'm living abundantly. Money's following me everywhere I go. I don't think so. You have to start shutting that negative shit down today. If you don't do nothing else. Thank you, sis. I know now the work I need to do. I understand. Once again, thank you. Of course. Absolutely. Anytime. Anytime. We got to start shutting stuff down, y'all. Because guess what? Even as a master NLP coach, right? Master. When I say master, I don't play about my thoughts in my mind. I don't play about the things I speak over my life. I don't listen. And people think I'm crazy because I'll say something that is like out the ordinary. Crazy. But I believe it about me. I believe it about my situation. I believe it about what's happening in my life. And what happens is that the universe, God, Holy Spirit, what have you, whatever you call it, the divine, higher order, whatever you call it, it wants to reinforce the thoughts and the words that you speak over yourself. That's why I say if you want it to be happiness, you got to speak happiness. If you want it to be peace, you got to speak peace. If you want it to be whatever it is that you want to see out of your life, you have to start speaking it over yourself, even before it shows up. That is the beauty of manifestation, and that is the work that a lot of us don't want to do. We don't want to do the mental work to get the manifestation. We just want the manifestation to happen. We just want to say, oh, we just want to do the 3-6-9 manifestation technique, and we just want it to happen. Well, guess what? 3-6-9 ain't gonna happen. I don't care if you do 2-4-6. It ain't gonna happen unless you do the mental work first. Unless you do the mental work first, right? That means addressing the negativity, addressing the stuff that is operating. See, there's a lot of stuff right now that is operating within some of us, and we have no idea. I know, crazy, right? We have no idea where it came from. Well, we do if we do the work, but we're dodging it, right? We're too afraid to open up Pandora's box. Hello, somebody. Too afraid to open up something that happened 20 years ago to us that we just was like, I'm over it. I moved away. So I'm good. I don't have to see that person no more. I'm good. Who am I talking to? You're not good because it's still operating in you. The negativity, the thoughts, the trauma, the internal thoughts that you felt about yourself after that situation happened, it's still operating in you. It's the reason why you can't get that job you really want. Why you're not motivated to go for the life you really want to live. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why you're not pushing yourself to do the things that you truly want. Why you don't have the confidence, you lack the confidence to actually date the type of man that you really want to be with. So you go for the, who am I talking to? This shit plays out in every single thing we do in life. It plays out in everything in our lives. That's why it's so important. Because it plays out in every single place of our lives. Plays out in your spirituality. Plays out in your relationships, your friendships, your parenting. God, your parenting. Let me say that again. Being a parent of a 7-year-old and recognizing that my thoughts, my reality, the things that I went through, me not healing the things that I went through. Do you know that the things that we went through as parents, I just got done saying it. There goes the like. Thank you for the confirmation, Facebook. The things that we have gone through, the fears that we have, we imprint on our kids. I just got done saying this. So what does that mean? If you don't do the work for yourself, at least do it for your kids. Hello? I would do anything for my daughter, for her not to go through what I went through. Anything. But some of us are too fucking afraid to do the work for ourselves. Not recognizing that that personal work that we do for ourselves is healing to our kids. It's healing to our kids directly. I don't know who I'm speaking to. Parents. It's not only about you. It's about your babies. Because not only do you benefit from it, but your baby benefits from it. Not only do you benefit from it, but your whole family benefits from it. Do you understand the power of healing a legacy? Y'all, cut it out. I know because I have done the healing work and I have done the mental work that my baby gets to benefit from it. So what does that mean? The fears, the insecurities, the lack of self-confidence that I once had. My daughter doesn't have to deal with that. Because I've worked on that for me and I've worked on it for her and I worked on it for the next line and the next line and the next line. I've healed that thing. So now I get to teach her the techniques. So now I get to teach her how to be confident in who she is, how to love herself, how to have self-love for herself so she don't go out here and mess with somebody's nappy-headed son that told her she was pretty and so now she thinks she's pretty. But I build my daughter's confidence up each and every day. Because I didn't have that at one time. I didn't know that was what it was. Right? But each and every day, we do affirmations out the gate. My daughter's a boss. When I say 7-year-old boss, I wish I had the techniques. I wish I had just a little piece of the techniques that my daughter gets because I decided to do the work. Because I worked on my mental and I worked on my soul space and I healed the things that I went through at her age, at 7 years old, when I was going through trauma. My daughter doesn't have to go through that. And that's the power of doing your work. You don't only do that shit for yourself, you guys. It's great. It's great that you're doing it for yourself because it gives you a different type of energy. It allows you to vibrate higher, right? It allows you to shine bright so that you can attract the love. You can't attract the career. You can't attract the things that you truly want out of life. So it's beautiful for yourself, but it's so much more beautiful for your kids and your kids' kids because they get to benefit from it too. And for your spouse and for your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your whoever, right? Because everybody else gets to benefit from your healing. But you benefit first. First and foremost, I love me more than anybody else could love me. Hello? First and foremost, right? And if you don't feel that way about yourself, it's time to do that personal work. It's time to get down to the negativity, those negative thoughts that are going on, that are operating, that sometimes we know about, sometimes we have no idea why it's happening. It's time to get down to the root causes. And that's what this work is about. That's what Talk to Me Nice is about. You guys go ahead and sign up. Registration is open. It's in my bio. It's open. Go ahead and sign up for Talk to Me Nice, you guys. I promise you this is going to be the course that's going to change your life. It's the course that changed my life. It's all the work that I did to change my life. And the fun part about it is you're not doing it by yourself. Listen, you're not doing it by yourself. What? Do you guys understand what I had to go through 7 years ago when I had to do this by myself? I had to do this by myself. This work. I had to search. I had to find. I had to take the classes. I had to build up the techniques. Baby, this is a do-it-yourself type of ordeal, and you don't have to do it by yourself. I already did it. I already did the DIY for you. Right? It's like it's like TikTok, right? Like when somebody does something by themselves and they record it and then they put it up on TikTok. That's what I'm doing with this class. You get to reap the benefits of everything that I went through. Isn't that amazing? Beautiful. Sign up. Registration's open. I think we are down to 10 spots left. But I'm going to do a mini sound bowl healing session. I have like half of my voice back. So I'm praying that God will just step in and do his thing like he always does. We're going to be talking about mindset this whole month because that's what we're on. And we're talking about our thoughts being our reality and what we say and what we speak over ourselves. So that's one thing, is making sure that you're speaking something positive over yourself. Making sure that your affirmations connect with you and they're positive to you and, you feel something when you say them, right? But not only that, but there's certain bowls that we play, right? If we're talking about sound bowl healing. So we are talking about root chakra, Big Red. Y'all know Big Red, she right there. So we're talking about root chakra. Definitely playing that out. That's talking about our safety, right? Being safe in the space, getting down to the root causes. This is all of that. Feeling safe enough to handle and deal with the things that I dealt with in my childhood or deal with the things that I went through last week, right? Being safe is important. That's why we start off with root chakra. And then we'll go into our solar plexus, which is yellow, my yellow bowl. Okay? Solar plexus is all about our personal power, our confidence, right? Those are the things that we need in order to have the confidence to literally pick up a negative thought and hold on to it and change it into a positive thought, right? I told you guys, it takes 10 positive thoughts to change a negative thought. You really want to let your negative thoughts just run rampant in your mind? Because you're like, oh, there goes another one, there goes another one, there goes another one, there goes another one. Times it by 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. That's how many positive thoughts we have to have in order to turn that one around. You really want to do that? I think not. If you don't do nothing else today, moving forward, you may not sign up for another class. You may not sign up for a free consultation. If you don't do nothing else moving forth from the day, from seeing this video, I need you to get intentional about your negative thoughts so you're not letting them run rampant. You don't do nothing else. That's it. Grab that negative thought and start to do some work about why I'm having this negative thought. Okay? I don't feel like I'm enough. I don't feel like I'm a good enough parent. I don't feel like I'm a good enough wife. I don't feel like take that, write it down, start to do some journaling behind it. Well, why do I feel this way? Well, why did this come up at this time? Okay? This is free game. Free game. If you don't do nothing else, you don't follow me, you don't do nothing else. You don't follow, you don't do a free consultation with me, you don't do nothing else. Write down what that negative thought is. Free game, y'all. Write down that negative thought and journal about it. Why do I feel this way? When does this thought come up? Why does this thought come up? And then if you don't feel any answers, you don't feel the answers coming through, utilize your connection with higher power, with God, Holy Spirit. And say, God, I'm ready to see why this negative thought is coming up. God, show me why. Show me the situation. Show me the event that happened. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? If you don't do nothing else. That alone, you can start to do your work. This is free game. This is a technique I do with my clients. Free game. Because God put that on my spirit to share it with you guys. Free game. Write down that negative thought that comes up. I said, if you don't do nothing else, you got to get intentional about the negative thoughts that are running rampant in your mind. You got to collect them. Write them down. Become aware of it. Okay? Write it down and start to journal behind why I feel that way when it happens. It's about intentionality. And sometimes that's hard for us when we got a lot going on and we're busy minded and we're out and about and we're running and we got kids and we got a husband and we got a wife or we got whatever going on. We got stuff going on, right? We got life going on. We got our careers. Our careers are demanding, right? So it's hard for us to get intentional, but I challenge you to get intentional today about that. And if it's at nighttime right before you rest your head, then great. It's the perfect time to journal about what's going on in my life. There was a thought that came up earlier. This thought happened earlier today. Let me write it down. Holy Spirit, God, higher power, divine, tell me why I had this thought. Show me. I'm ready to do my work. Y'all don't know the power of the mind. See, some of us, we so busy-minded, we're so scared, we got all this stuff going on that sometimes our mind hides events that have happened in our past from us because we're not ready. And if we feel even an idea, we get even an idea about what that event could be, sometimes that could break us down, right? So our mind's like, nope, I ain't gonna share this with you right now. You too busy, you too crazy. If I give you this out right now, you wouldn't know what the hell to do. So I'm gonna save you from that, right? Our unconscious mind is powerful. So I say our soul space, it's powerful. It saves us from the pain sometimes, the hurts. So sometimes it hides these different events that have happened. Sometimes it allows us to continue to keep operating because we want to keep operating. We want to keep being the CEO chick. We want to keep being the boss, right? We want to keep doing the things. And so sometimes our minds help us out with that. But then we get to a place where we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And now it's time for everything to come up. Now it's time, Soul Space, I need you to go ahead and show me what that event is that you've been hiding from me so I can deal with it now because I'm ready to deal with it. I'm ready to stop BSing. I'm ready to live my best life. I'm ready to actually enjoy and be happy moving forward. I'm ready for that. I think I deserve it now. I've lived the last 28 years of my life out of survival mode, struggling. Who am I talking to? I lived the last 10, 15 years of my life struggling, making it day to day, not getting excited about the things that are happening in my life. Right? Who am I talking to? It's time. It's time. Next bowl we're going to do is our crown chakra. Our crown chakra is all about our alignment. Getting in alignment. Okay? Some of us, we're out of whack. We're not in alignment with ourselves, and we're not in alignment with higher power or God or divine or whatever it is you call it. To me, it's God, because that's just how I operate. But it may be the universe to you. I use all those things interchangeably because I know that there's different religions, there's different backgrounds, there's different things that we say, different things that we believe when it comes down to what higher power is. But I'm addressing the higher power that you believe in, whatever that looks like and whoever that is to you. We're not in alignment. And when you're not in alignment with higher power, guess what happens? Everything that's bad happens. Everything, y'all. Everything. Woo! Everything. Listen, get in alignment if you don't do nothing else today. Get in alignment. Say a quick prayer. Say, hey, I know it's been a while. Hey, God, I know I've been going through this. I know you've been seeing me go through this. God, I'm ready to get in alignment. I'm ready to do the things. But I'll play crown chakra, which is it's the bowl that helps you get in alignment. It's that spirituality piece that's so important to this type of work, right? Because the mental work is spirituality. And TikTok done had me do something. Mental work is spirituality, right? It's all connected, y'all. It's all connected. So I'll play those few bowls. I want you guys to be thinking about affirmations that come and that are directly connected to our mindsets, right? I'm positive. I think positively, and therefore I have a positive life. Some mindset affirmations, right? Good, clean thoughts, right? Constantly. I can't stop thinking of nothing but good thoughts, right? It's like you have to it's really tricking your mind. It's really these mindset hacks that we have to keep saying to ourselves. It's really the affirmations of, I have confidence in everything that I do. I have confidence that I'm doing the right thing. I have confidence that I'm in alignment at each and every given day. You know, each and every given moment, I'm being led by higher power. I'm being led by God to my highest purpose, right? I say that one often. I am in true alignment with God, and I'm being led to my highest purpose. So what does that mean? Each and everything that I do, I run it by God first. Whereas before, I used to just try something out and be like, oh man, I messed up. Oh man, what am I going to do? Right? I don't make a move unless I get the stamp of approval. And that's in everything I do. Everything I do. Because I'm not stupid. I done tried it out. Right? I tried it for myself. Right? We know that. I done tried it for myself 1,000,000 times over. I don't want to try nothing. I want it to be the stamp of approval from God, higher power, divine. I want it to be a divine connection. I want it to be a divine relationship. I want it to be a divine partnership. I want it to be a divine opportunity. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't play with that at all. So we're going to work on that crown chakra, do some alignment, okay? All right, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and play. I don't know why my music went off, y'all. Alexa, play Soundbowl Healing from Britney's Spotify. I don't know why it went off.
Sound Bath by Exopers from Britney's Spotify.
Yes, there we go. Some of the frequencies you want to play in the process of mindset is 396, 592, 493. Those are all the sounds that are directly connected to your last 3 chakras, which really addresses that survival mode that we're in, right? Survival mode. So not feeling safe, not feeling creative, or not feeling in tune with sensuality and femininity. Or, you know, I speak to femininity because I speak to women, but your masculinity as well, men, if you're on here and you're a man and you're watching my video. So all those things that are connected to our survival mode, right? Our solar plexus as well, like our personal power, bossing up and taking personal power, authority over your thoughts, right? So a lot of the frequencies that I discussed are all about those, calming the mind down so that you can receive what you're listening to, right? So playing those frequencies often will get you into a space where you can begin to heal and you can begin to get in a space of creating a different thought process. It calms your wavelengths down, because what's going on is that we're so coked up on anxiety and worry and getting things that I got this, I got to do. We're so busy, right? That those frequencies are going to allow your mind to calm down. It's going to allow your brain waves to calm down. It's going to allow you to get to a space where you can receive the higher vibration so that you can operate at a higher vibration. Because a lot of us with worry and anxiety and fear, we're operating really low, you guys, really low. And you're not going to be able to manifest anything from a very low vibrational state. That's the reality. That's why I said what I said earlier about how a lot of us want to manifest things, but we haven't dealt with all these different situations and events and things that have happened in our childhood or our teenage years. We haven't dealt with those different things that have us having these thoughts that create low vibrational emotions like fear and worry and shame and guilt. And so we're operating in that. And naturally that's low vibrational. And you can't manifest anything from a low vibrational state. Got me? Manifestation comes from joy, bliss, confidence, happiness, abundance. Those are when you are operating at a higher vibrational state. And if you're not happy, if you lack joy, if you lack bliss, if you lack peace, you're not going to be able to manifest the things that you really want out of life. And that's what I teach my clients. That's what I teach. How to go from being in the survival, low vibrational stuff, like worry and fear, anxiety, how to literally let that shit go through several different modalities. I use several different techniques. My clients on here, shout out to my clients, yo, because they get to work. We get busy. Okay? Not playing with our lives at all. But you are working out those things, those low vibrational things, releasing that emotion and connecting those emotions to higher vibrational emotions. Yeah. Connecting it. Right? I always say that being an optimist, I've always been an optimist, even from a young age, right? Even with everything that went on in my childhood, I've always thought of the glass to be halfway filled. And it's funny because when you're operating in your purpose, which is what I do each and every day, thank God that I'm able to do it. When you're operating in your purpose, you guys, you start to recognize these different personality traits, these different things that you've been doing from a child, right? And you're like, well, godly, if I would have known that this was going to give me a peek of what my purpose was, if I would have known that I just had to take this personality trait that I've always utilized, and optimism is one of them that I use heavily in everything that I do, right? Because I'm nuts. I'm crazy. I'm so crazy that I truly believe that you are deserving and you are worthy and you can get whatever it is you truly desire in this life. I'm nuts. I truly believe that. Truly. Look into my eyes. You see that I believe it. With every fiber in my being, I believe that you can have whatever you want. What? I can have whatever it is I want. Period. But there's some work that has to be done in order to receive it. And that's the thing that they're not telling you, is there's some work that has to be done in order to receive it. I can believe it for you as much as I believe it for you, but you have to believe it for yourself. And that's what I do here. I help people become crazy enough to believe it for themselves, that they can have whatever it is that they want out of their lives. Period. And we do that with different techniques. But it's amazing. And I love it. And I wouldn't change it for anything. This is where I'm meant to be. I'm going to go play these sound bowls for you guys. And I pray that it raises your vibration. And I pray that you start to get into a space where you believe that you are worthy and you are deserving and you are, because if not you, who else? You're deserving of it. And if that's not your affirmation right now, start telling yourself that I deserve this. I deserve good things to happen to me. Who am I speaking to? I deserve good things to happen for me. And I feel that one so deep in my heart because that's one of my affirmations that I had to start saying to myself, because good things happen to me. Right? I come from a childhood and a background where bad things happen often. But I had to believe that good things happen for me in order for the good things to start to happen for me, y'all. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you don't start speaking that over your life today, if you start speaking that over your life today, I promise you, 2 weeks from now, you'll start to see different changes. If you speak that over your life each and every day, good things happen for me. Good things happen to me. Miracles are happening on my behalf. Start speaking those things over your life, and I promise you, your life will start to change. Things will start to happen. You'll be like, why? Because our thoughts are our reality. Higher power, God, divine, wants us to believe the things that we say about ourselves. So if you say miracles happen for me all the time, good things happen to me all the time, well, guess what's going to happen? The reinforcement of that thought, it's going to play out in your life. You're going to start seeing doors open, all kinds of opportunities open up, all kinds of stuff just work out. And you're going to be like, God, what is this? Ask me how I know. Yeah. I do it. Even now. Miracles. on my behalf, God. Okay, I'm gonna go play. I told you guys I'm coming back from getting my voice back. So I don't know what's gonna come out, but I'm gonna go play. Yeah. Good things are happening for you. Remember that, okay? I want you to think about that while I do this mini sound bowl healing, okay? All right. See if my leg is... Oh, no, my leg is back. It's back alive, y'all. Okay. All right, and if you're on this sound bowl mini session with me, I want you to go ahead and start to take a deep breath in through your nose and out your mouth. In through your nose and out your mouth. In through your nose, hold it, and out your mouth. In through your nose, hold it, and out your mouth. One more time. In through your nose, hold it, and out your mouth. Be intentional about your thoughts and the things that come up in the midst of this mini sound bowl healing session. Listen, y'all. It's that time. We're not wasting no more time on negative emotions. No more time wasted on negative emotions. No more time wasted on any of that. My light went off in the process. Woo. I love you guys. I'll be on tomorrow. I didn't even notice the light went off. But love you guys. I'll be on tomorrow. Bye, y'all.